Good morning. I'm looking for my signal back there. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Cultural Coast. I'm Theresa and I'm really happy to be here and I'm happy to see you all. And I know that you are a part of me. Yeah. I am, you are, but we are interconnected. We look like we're separate. Don't believe it. Don't believe it for a second. Don't believe it for a second. We're celebrating. We're celebrating this month. We're celebrating loving out loud this month. And last week we're celebrating our tithe recipients for the year. And last week we had also youth here with us. Fabulous, fabulous morning with them. And this morning we have Streets of Paradise. You're going to learn a little more about them this morning. Next week we have Second Heart Homes. You'll learn about them. It's so fun. I'm having a blast with this. I'm having a blast with this. And I want you to really understand why these communities are important to us, why we support them, because it's foundational to who we are, what we believe, how we show up in the world. It's foundational to us. And you'll see that Emily Frost is here with us this morning, and you guys haven't seen her in a while. We're very excited to have Emily here with us this morning. I had billed that her hubby was going to be here, Matthew, but yet Matthew will be here next week. We got Emily today, and maybe she'll tell you a little story or two. They've just been on their honeymoon, which was delayed from which it was March, right? When you got married in March?
Yeah.
March. And yeah, so you'll hear more from her as well. I want to tell you, so you know I started the month with Ho'oponopono. I received an email this morning from one of our ministers, Reverend Sue Crane, to all the ministers in our organization. And so I want to share this with you, and she starts with, I want to share this quote from the Hawaiian historian Mary Pakiu, I'm guessing. Many people believed that the taking of medicine was of little help without first removing any and all mental obstructions. When a problem arose in the family affecting an individual or the group as a whole, every member of the immediate family turned to the Ho'oponopono. Everyone, every one of us, searched our hearts for any hard feelings, one against the other. And we did some thorough mental house cleaning. We forgave and were forgiven, thrashing out every grudge, peeve, or sentiment among us. In this way, we became a very closely knit, closely bound family unit. Ho'oponopono is so much deeper than the 4-line mantra that everyone is familiar with. A couple things here. One, Ho'oponopono wasn't part of, we get outlines and ideas to share when we get the theme for the month, because this is global organization again. So people all over the world are talking about loving out loud this month, which I love being a part of energetically. It just feels so good to do that. But Ho'oponopono wasn't part of it, because I choose for us to do spiritual practice on the first Sunday of every month. I chose Ho'oponopono because I felt like it's critical for us to, just what the historian Mary said, clear the way for love to be able to move freely. So if you weren't here on the first Sunday, if you didn't listen at home, I invite you to go back again and again and again, because I've invited you to, or challenged you, to use this spiritual practice daily. I'm using it daily this month, and I'm just so high from it. It's really awesome, awesome, awesome. So let us just begin together in that atmosphere today, this morning, of Ho'oponopono. I love you. Remember, we're not necessarily seeing a person when we say I love you. to that divine creative impulse that brought me here, that gives me breath, that sustains life, that energy, that power, that presence, that source, and the very substance of my life. I love you. I love it. I'm in love with life. I'm immersed in it. I sink in, I fall in, I see it as the abyss of love. However you can bring yourself to that immersion, to that knowing that I am indeed immersed in, surrounded by, filled with, made of love, creativity, intelligence, power. I'm in love with that presence. I'm in love with this thing called life. And I am sorry for every time I have misstepped, every time I've forgotten that I am the incarnation of the one divinely appointed here now for a reason, for a purpose. And it's a high idea. And so I'm sorry for every time my vibe was low, every time I forgot. I apologize for my ancestors forgetting. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. For I know that I am immersed in, surrounded by this idea of life that makes all things new. Science tells me, quantum physics tells me, all things new at any moment. This moment is a transformational moment. Thank you. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Bring that into your heart and mind now. And bring up anything, everything, every place we get disgruntled, every trigger, every fear. Oh, God forbid, every hate, every place of unforgiveness. Bring it into this light now so that love may freely move. I love you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And what I affirm for each one of us here in this room, everyone at home, anybody that listens in later, is that this is the opening for life and love to move itself into form by means of me. I am a clear channel, and I affirm that for each and every one of us. And I am grateful for that truth. I claim it, I own it, I celebrate it, and so it is. So it is. Ho'oponopono. What you got for us?
Well, when I read your text yesterday, well, I read the email last week, and it said the theme was Love Thy Neighbor.
Yes.
And so I was looking up songs online. I'm like, Love Thy Neighbor. Came up with all this biblical stuff. I was like, okay. And then all of a sudden, the chorus, We Are a Family, came into my head. And I'm like, what's that song? Looked it up, Dream Girls. So I'm going to sing this Dream Girls song.
All right.
It's more than you, it is more than me. No matter what we are a family. This dream is for all of us, this one you can feel. And you can't stop us now, 'cause you don't think it's real. It's more than you, it is more whatever dreams we had, they're for the family. We're not alone anymore, now there are others there. And that dream's bigger for all of us to share. So don't think you're not going anywhere. You're staying and taking your share. And if you get afraid again, I'll be there. We are a family, like a giant tree, reaching up towards the sky. We are a family, like a giant tree, growing stronger, growing wiser. We are a family, like a giant tree, reaching up towards the sky. We are a family, it is so much more than just you and I. We are a family, family. We're not alone anymore, now there are others there. That dream's big for all of us to share. So don't think you're not going anywhere. You're staying and taking your share. And if you get afraid again, I'll be there. 'Cause we are a family, like a giant tree, reaching up towards the sky. We are a family, we are so much more than just you and I. We are a family, like a giant tree, growing stronger, growing wiser. We are a family, a family. Thank you. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone, here in the center and those of you who are at home. My name is Nicole Leeds, and I am one of the practitioners for this center. My reading today comes from last year, July 22, Science of Mind book, and the whole book was about relationships, which is what we're talking about right now. So, Miriam Woodman stated, self-knowledge comes through a relationship with and a commitment to something or someone beyond oneself, beyond the gratification of one's personal needs. Ernest Holmes put it this way, really, we should not say man has a soul. Man is a soul. We should live then as though we were a soul, but this soul is in such intimate relationship to the oversoul that every time we try to separate oneself from it by seeking to hurt, we will be hurt. And then Reverend Dr. Jim Lockhart wrote this, after your relationships with spirit and yourself are your relationships with others. While these vary in degree and intensity, all are based on the quality of your primary relationships with spirit and self. By seeing your divine connection and fully loving yourself as an adult of God, you create the basis for authentic relationships with others. Authentic relationships are honest, caring, accountable. Healthy boundaries are created in accordance with the nature of each relationship. While boundaries vary depending on the relationship, what should be uniform in each is the authenticity and empowerment arising from healthy connection to spirit and self. When we nurture this healthy connection within, we bring our healthy selves to every relationship. We bring an authenticity to partner, to life partnership, a faithful friend to friendship, a loving family member to family, an honest and reliable person to our work. The value of having a highly developed sense of connection to spirit and self is that we are not needy. We bring as much or more than we receive. We see ourselves as whole and experience the wholeness in others. And the affirmation goes along with it. I am one with spirit, secure in my sense of who I am. All of my relationships are based on authenticity, generosity, and compassion. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to sing a song that I wrote now, so I know it a little bit better. This one's called Company of Love. Living my life only thinking people I see are for a reason. Why would I need to change my mind? Find people that give you freedom, give them time and words of feeling. How could I live without mankind? We got a company, a company, a company, a company of love. I feel a company, a company, a company, a company of love. Hi, 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 you make your markings on all the lives you're touching. You create the world you've known. So come with your brothers, love all your mothers, feel what the world has in mind. We got a company, a company, a company, a company of love. I feel a company, a company, a company, a company of love. Hi, 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 live my life in the moment. Ooh, I want to give I want to give my love for all people. Ooh, I want to live. I want to live my life in the moment. Ooh, I want to give. I want to give my love for all people. Living my life, only dreaming of a world as it has been. Why can't we all just live beside? Find people that give you freedom, give them time and words of feeling. How could I live without mankind? I got a company of love. I feel a company of love. A company of love. Thank you.
I love this place. I have so much fun here. Thank you. I have so much fun here. I love you, Emily. So happy to have you back. So good, so good. Thank you, Nicole. That was wonderful. So, you know, it was a month ago now. I was in Chicago at the Parliament of World Religions, and then I got COVID, and so I haven't had the opportunity to really fill you in on everything, and I'm not going to do that now. But I am going to tell you one thing that was really awesome. The Sikhs, as they would say it, we typically in America say Sikhs, but the Sikhs were there and doing langar every single day. They were feeding us for free. There was a big tent. There were thousands of people, you know, like 7,000 to 10,000 people there. Langar is an act of service, and for all people, regardless of religion, caste, or color, creed, age, gender, socioeconomic, you know, whatever, everyone come and eat. And they had a big tent, and we put scarves on our head, and we took our shoes off, and we went and we sat down on the ground in the tent. And they had music playing. It was beyond awesome. This is an innovative, and I use that word, innovative charity, right? A symbol of equality that the founder, Guru Nanak, in 1500, innovative, right? Innovative idea in 1500, Common Era in Punjab. It's amazing, huh? And it was fabulous every single day, you know, all week long. We could go and eat for free. It was just brilliant and beautiful and wonderful, and certainly a symbol of loving out loud. Yeah. So Ernest Holmes, the founder of this teaching, wrote, and it was published in 365 days, which is a daily read of Science Mind, 365 Science Mind. He wrote this, and I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but mostly reading the whole thing, and it's a little long, but I really want you to hear it because we're going to work with some of the words in it, some of the concepts. I believe love is at the center of everything. I believe love is at the center of everything. Therefore, I accept love as a healing power a healing power of life. I permit love to reach out from me to every person I meet. I believe that love is returned to me from every person I meet. I trust the guidance of love. I trust the guidance of love because I believe that it's the power of good in the universe. I feel that love is flowing through me to heal every situation I meet, to help every person I meet. Love opens a way before me. It makes it perfect, straight, and glad. Love forgives everything, unlike itself. It purifies everything. Love converts everything that seems commonplace into that which is wonderful. Love converts weakness into strength, fear into faith. Love. So we're going to look at some of these concepts, some of these words, some of these ideas that he's using here this morning. Love is at the center of everything. That is foundational to this teaching, is it not? It's foundational to this teaching, that the divine has incarnated itself in, as, and through everything, nature, everything. Last week I reminded you that first this was an idea in the mind of God that came through somebody to somebody, and they said, oh yeah, I'll take it and run with it. I'll create a stand where people can put their music sheets on it. Yeah? I mean, isn't that how life works? And Emily's saying that. We create this life, don't we? What we're living is what we've created here now. But the divine is at the center of all of it. In the midst, in, as, and through. For Ernest Holmes, this was the absolute heart and soul of this teaching, that the divine is in all, as all, through all. And that God is love. And so that is imminent. Last week I talked about us being panentheistic, right? If we choose to use the God word, God is here in its creation, here, now, and beyond. And beyond. It is everywhere present, all the time, all powerful, and it is intimate, immediate, right here in me now as me. Yes? Immediate, imminent, and transcendent. Okay. He talks about healing. Yes. I accept love as a healing power of life. Healing power. It's uplifting. It's got the quality of transformation, doesn't it? Every single one of us in this room can recount a time that we have been so loved, or we have loved unconditionally someone else, and it transformed the situation then and there, right? Every one of us have done that. We all intimately know that that is possible. That kind of love is present for us. Think about, who in here knows Peace Pilgrim? Oh God, was she not something else? I don't remember what age, I want to say she was in her 80s when she chose to walk across the country in a sign of peace. And someone attacked her, and when he attacked her, what'd she do? She loved on him. What do you need? What do you need? I just read an article about an elderly woman, locally, I think she was, that had a similar thing. She woke up, there's a man standing at the side of her bed with a knife and says, I'm going to cut you up. I'm going to cut you up. She took him in the kitchen and fed him, and he left. And she called the cops. I mean, I've shortened the story, but that's what happened. She was not harmed. He was hungry. And she asked him, what do you need? He wanted food. It's healing. It's uplifting. It's transformative. The power of love. And Ernest tells us we have to allow it. We have to allow it. It's here now, present, fully available, but we block it. That's why the Ho'oponopono. Because it's not just the conscious stuff we have. It's not just the things that we know, I am not going to forgive that person, no matter what. It's not just the conscious stuff. It's all the subconscious stuff. That collective unconscious that Jung talked about. That stuff that if we're not conscious and on task, that's the stuff driving us. You know? When we're not paying attention, that's the stuff of reactions. Right? Yeah. And it's reciprocal in nature. It's reciprocal in nature because he says, I believe that love is returned to me from every person I meet. When I permit that love, when I allow it to move out to everyone I meet, I receive it from everyone I meet. It's reciprocal. This is a reciprocal universe. Yeah? We know that in so many ways. Love is one of those ways. Creativity is one of those ways. Intelligence, wisdom. Yeah. So, wisdom. He says guidance. It guides. It makes all the crooked places straight. It opens all the doors. Yeah. It opens the way, which again is what Ho'oponopono does for us. If you remember the story without me going through the whole thing, or if you haven't heard the story, Dr. Hugh Lin cured an entire ward of criminally insane individuals that were locked up, not because he worked with them and helped them work through their childhood issues, but because he read their files and felt his feelings and cleansed himself. He did the work within himself. He never met with one of those patients. They closed the ward because they didn't need it anymore. The people were healed. It's an amazing true story. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Powerful, powerful work. Forgiveness. And it's natural. It's a flow. Ernest is telling it's a flow. It's natural. It's here now. It's imminent. It comes forth through me. Comes forth through me. So science of mind is based on the thread of truth that runs through all religions, right? So we know that. So, love thy neighbor. Yes. If you Google love thy neighbor, you're going to find a lot of Christian articles. You know Richard Rohr? Love Richard Rohr, love Richard Rohr. This morning, my email from Richard Rohr, he sends me an email every day. So this morning, his email, he must have seen my email and knew what I was talking about, because his email was that Jesus didn't teach conversion to his church. He wasn't passing out Bibles, right? He wasn't passing out Bibles, and he wasn't telling them to go to church on Sunday. He wasn't doing any, it wasn't about conversion, was it? No, it was about healing people. It was about feeding people. It was about loving people, wasn't it? That's what it was about. That's what it was about. And so Richard Rohr, his email this morning is talking about creating a community, a compassionate community of love, of care. So oneness, I love this book. I've used it for many, many, many years. Oneness. He talks about in this book how all religions, he goes through, he takes different topics, and honor thy mother and father, all the religions, what they say about that. Love thy neighbor, what all the religions say about that. It's really fun. Come up and look at it afterwards. He talks about the story of the Good Samaritan. The guy who helps the injured person, and it's regardless of what his religion was, it didn't matter to the Good Samaritan, And it was about helping all people, right? Like the sick, right? Helping all people. It's just about feeding, So all people are worthy, our neighbors, they're all worthy of respect and assistance. Hadith sayings in Islam, Muhammad said, assist any person oppressed, whether they're Muslim or non-Muslim, right? In the Bhagavad Gita, we read, that's Hindu, in the Bhagavad Gita, we read, he whose love is alike to friend and foe, is one with the divine, is closest to God. Confucius, seek to be in harmony with all your neighbors, live in a friendly relationship with all your brothers and sisters. Yeah? Buddhism, they talk about how we become happy of being is to be full of love for all things in the world, to be practicing goodness, to be a benefit to others. So see, we're not taught, we are taught, right? In some regard, we are taught to love one another. We are taught to care. We're taught to be in community and care for others. So I want to ask you, what is the consciousness that creates homelessness? What is the consciousness that creates homelessness? What is the consciousness that allows it to continue? What is the consciousness that supports it, really? What's that consciousness? What is that consciousness? Well, we're taught other things along the way. We're taught there's not enough. We're taught competition. We're taught duality. We're taught this rugged individualism, like, I'm the only thing that matters. Not recognizing that everything I think and do and say matters. Everything I think and do and say matters. It's creative. I'm creative. And I have the entire universe supporting me in what I create. Yes, my beloved, yeah. My job as a practitioner is to look for root cause. When I'm working with you one-on-one and we're trying to flip something in your life, we're looking for that false belief. Yeah? I'm looking for root cause. What's the root cause of this? Anybody? Separation. Fear? What? Lack of love. But it's an idea of the lack of love. Because there is no lack of love, right? It's the idea in it. It's the belief in separation. Because we're not separate. What did I say when we started? Because, of course, whatever I said was right. We look separate, but we're not. We're energy. And my energy is mixing with your energy right now. Who was it? Well, who was it that said, the cells of the Dalai Lama, the cells of Buddha, the cells of Jesus are in me right now? Yeah, was that Deepak Chopra? It's Deepak Chopra, wasn't it? Yeah. So true. So true, so true. Ernest Holmes said, collective thought filled with superstition has given us a preposterous God. A preposterous God. And what are those superstitions? Sin, punishment, the devil, evil, salvation, the idea that Jesus was the exception. He tells us to remember, as Meister Eckhart told us and all the mystics have told us, to remember our oneness, to remember the immanence of the divine, to know that it is infinite in potential, to lean in, to use that, to allow that to move through us. He said, justice without judgment. That's what we need. Justice without judgment. Love, open, right? Less condemnation of others. And Ernest, when he talks about love as God, he says, how do we know it? We don't know it because it says so in the Bible. This is what he says. We know it only if our arms are around somebody. God. Does that melt you? How do I know that God is love? By loving. By loving. That's how I know. That's how I know. It's the only way I'm going to know. It's the only way you're going to know. Ernest and his brother Fenwick worked together for years. I just finished reading my 4th biography. Fenwick says, let us so live that the truth will be evident to all. Let us so live what we believe. Oh, she's running out. Devin, where are you going? I'm calling you up. Let us so live so that it's evident. No, sweet, please, up here. So this is Devin Oppenheimer from Streets of Paradise. And I probably should have asked you if you wanted to play with the mic before, but you can hold it however you want as long as we can hear you.
Okay.
So with all of
hear
that, this is who we are, and this is why we support Streets of Paradise. But I want Devin to be able to share with us more about, because you may or may not know who Streets of Paradise, so more about that.
Okay.
So, what do you want to say?
Do you want me to just tell you what it is that we do?
How about this? Let me ask you some questions.
Okay.
First, it's work with the homeless, okay? And I love what I read on the, I've known Kathy and Greg for a long time, but I read on the website that Greg Cruz, the president, president, had a relationship with his street friends. I love that phrase right there up front. Street friends, right? Street friends. Isn't it nice? It's beautiful. It's just beautiful. And the whole idea behind what he and Kathy are doing and others that volunteer is to treat people with dignity, with the respect that they deserve. And if everybody is God and we're looking at the face of God when we're seeing anybody in the grocery store or anywhere, don't they deserve respect, right? So I just love that, and to help them rise to live a better life, which we know is all capable. So you have lots of programs, and one that I first learned about was the food share.
Right.
So tell us about that.
That's generally the one that brings people in. There's a lot of people around here that like to cook. And so what they do is, how it started out was we began doing it out on the streets of Sarasota. So we would set up these big long tables, and everybody would bring a dish, and we would do like a potluck style kind of picnic, have everybody go through and feed them that way. And we did that for years and years and years. And then the pandemic came raging through, and it was no longer really an appropriate way of doing things. There were all of these safety concerns and concerns about gathering in close together. And so we decided to take it to Kathy Bryant's home, and we were doing it on long tables in her front yard all during the pandemic.
Wow,
so
I
we
didn't
would
know
meet
that.
there, and we would do it there. We did it there for the better part of 2 years. And there was a period of time where the organizations that normally feed people in Sarasota just closed down.
Wow.
Just closed down, and they weren't offering any food. So instead of doing our weekly food share that we normally do on Sundays, we did it every day for 79 days in a row.
Wow.
And we ended up serving 15,000 meals during that period of time.
Oh my gosh. So in addition to the food, you have a shower truck, you provide hygiene and days for that. Do you want to say anything specific about that?
So the truck is Kathy's very favorite item that we have ever acquired through Streets of Paradise. It was designed by her specifically with the intention of using it during times when showers aren't available somewhere else. So through mutual aid disaster relief, sometimes we'll actually take it on the road after a hurricane or something like that.
Nice.
And it is completely self-contained. It holds 300 gallons of water, which is, I believe, roughly 60 showers, give or take. So you can fill it up and you can take it on the road and go where it is that you want to. It's one of the 2 stalls is ADA compliant, so a wheelchair could be wheeled right in there, so anybody can take advantage of a nice shower out there. And we take it to various different things. And then we can also gather the water back up again and take it off and dispose of it properly.
Great.
And we use nature-friendly products for the shampoo and the conditioner. And there's a washer dryer in there, so we can wash your clothes. And those products that we use in there are also nature-friendly as well.
Great. We've been involved, I want to say it was last year, Stop the Violence
Yes.
cookout.
Sure.
So
I
you're still
met you
doing
there,
that?
I think.
Yeah.
Once a year.
Yeah.
Once a year, we do
June.
it every year.
In
Yes.
June? Yeah.
I bet you remember, because I bet you were hot.
It was hot. James, do you remember we set up that tent? Remember? Ooh, that was a hot day. That was a hot day.
super hot
Stop the Violence on the website. It says part of that goal is eliminating divides, fostering community engagement and respect, which of course we're all the way behind. That was a great fun day.
Oh, it was a fabulous
And
day.
the other communities, nonprofits that we tithe to, were there as well. You know, so talk about community. I felt that.
I did too.
Yeah.
I did too. I really do love the relationships that we have with our community, both the street family that you referred to, and the various different organizations that tend to the homeless. So there's one organization that I was talking to Hector about. It is through a church. Have you ever heard of Remnant Cafe?
Remnant?
Remnant Cafe.
Is it down a little south Sarasota, down by the mall, and they have clothes?
Yes. Yeah. So they have like a big room where they have all of these tables, and there's air conditioning, and they can go in there and have a bite to eat and cool off and charge all of their things. So oftentimes Streets of Paradise will take clothing that we have and take it over there to Raquel Carlson, who also, she's the one who made the hats over there.
Oh, fabulous.
She also works for Remnant Cafe.
Plug.
And so a lot of us do cross over and help each other out.
One of the programs that I have given to, and my other hat as a realtor, I've had my clients do as well, is the Street to Home program that you have. So the last time, so it wasn't when we bought our house, it was furnished, and so we gave almost all that away, and that Kathy came, but she had a group with men. The last time I saw her drive in the truck, it was all women, and she said Greg was out with all men, and they were going to see who brought back the most. I was like, yeah.
Yes.
So you can donate your furniture.
Healthy
right?
competition, yes.
Yeah.
That one, that's kind of the crown jewel. I
Right.
mean, all of it matters. It all matters, right? You make your purposeful relationships with the folks on the street and with folks who can help you
Yeah.
help the folks on the street.
Right.
And so what we do is we do make these relationships with people on the street. They get to know us, right? The perfect way to get to know somebody is over a meal, right? So we do that, and then once they get housing, however they get housing, and there's various different ways they can do it themselves, right? Or they can go through a program, and we might be able to divert them to wherever it is that they need to go to figure that part out. But once they get this empty space, the way to keep them in that empty space, and there are studies that back this up, is to make sure that they have all of the items that they need in that space so that it isn't empty, so that they have that microwave to heat up their coffee. They have the coffee maker to make the coffee.
One of the examples I heard the first time I heard about the program is that oftentimes they were going and getting mattresses that have been left on the side of the street that have bugs or whatever possibly in it.
Not us.
No, but that people do that.
Yes.
When they don't have the money then to go out and buy furniture. This way, they are setting them up for success because they're getting a house full of furniture that's clean and nice and they can move into, and their success rate is much, much higher that way, much higher. So that's why then the cleaning supplies to help keep so thank you, Rebecca, for reaching out to Kathy on that and finding out what they need.
It's a wonderful idea.
Yeah.
We run out of those as fast as we get them, so I mean, we really feel very appreciative.
So I want you to be able to talk with Devin after the service, go over, talk to her, hats and t-shirts, all that's fundraising for them, and to find out how else we can help. But what I want you to keep in mind, because I just asked you, what is the consciousness that creates homelessness and that keeps it in place, that sustains it? And what is the consciousness that eliminates it, right? Because we need to not stop at what can we do. You can go over and ask Devin, what can we do? Where can you plug me in as a volunteer? They love volunteers. What can I do? I want you to be asking, who do I need to be? Who do I need to be? So Streets of Paradise doesn't need to exist. Yeah, right? Right, because everybody has a place. That's what we want, right? That's what we want. I thank you for all that you do, Devin. Thank you. All right, Emily. I'll have Emily come back up for a song. See, I love it here. I love that we get to do
I
this.
know.
Man.
I missed it while I was gone. There we go. Okay. All right, if you know this song, go ahead and sing it with me. I would love your help. I just found out yesterday that I was going to play today, so I would love your help on this one. Okay. There's nothing you can do that can't be done. Nothing you can sing that can't be sung. Nothing you can say, but you can learn how to play the game. It's easy. There's nothing you can make that can't be made. No one you can save that can't be saved. There's nothing you can do, but you can learn how to be you in time. It's easy. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love is all you need. Nothing you can know that isn't known. Nothing you can see that isn't shown. nowhere you can be that isn't where you're meant to be. It's easy. Here we go. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. Again. All you need is love. All together now. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. 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 Yeah. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kathleen Frankert. I'm a licensed spiritual practitioner here at the center, and now is our opportunity to participate in the law of circulation. Ernest Holmes writes, "When the law of circulation is retarded, stagnation results. It is only as we allow the divine current to flow through us and out that we really express life. The law of giving and receiving is definite. The Beatles said, in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make." So this is our opportunity to give back to where we have been spiritually fed, to participate in the law of circulation that allows that to be activated more fully and more deeply and more expressed in life. So now I invite you to take your gift in your hand, if you have it, virtually or in reality, however it is. And those joining us online, there's information on the screen that shows you how you can participate in this law of giving and receiving through your gift to the Center for Spiritual Living Cultural Coast. And as you contemplate this gift, I just invite you to connect with the love from which it emanates. Connect with that divine energy that is expressing through the creative activity of money, of financial means, of support. And know with me that this gift, because it is given and released, is returned and is activated and multiplies its gift and its good abundantly. And together we say, and so it is. And now I invite you to participate in our offering affirmation, which we sing together. Bobby?
Thank you, Kathleen. Thank you, everybody. Let's sing it. I receive the gift of life and pass it on. I receive the gift of love and pass it on. I receive the gift of joy and pass it on. I receive all good and pass it on. I receive the gift of life and pass it on. I receive the gift of love and pass it on. I receive the gift of joy and pass it on. I receive all good and pass it on.
I have just a couple quick announcements. As you can tell, I'm just overjoyed with us doing this. We'll do this every year now. We will bring forth our tithe recipients so you get to know them better. Next week we have Second Heart Homes. This will be the first time that we have gifted to them, that we've tithed to Second Heart. Megan Howe will be with us, and we're just very, very excited. Also, Megan helps people with housing. These are individuals with developmental disabilities. And so we're very, very excited to be able to support the work that she's doing, and her story's magnificent, so you want to be here with us for that next week. And if all goes well, we expect to have Matthew here with us next week. And you can always keep up with what's going on here on our newsletter. If you're not signed up, sign up right over there where Hector's standing on the table. And we send out usually just once a week what's going on. You can also go to our Facebook page. We have a Facebook page and we have a Facebook group page. And I maybe haven't said that enough. So if you see our stuff on the Facebook page, go find the group page, and you'll ask to join it, to join that group page. But that's a great place. We're always sharing ideas and information there and stuff, and so it's a fun community resource for us. Our practitioner today is Nicole, and she'll be over here. If you have multiple ways that we can support you in prayer, you can fill out a form. It's over there. Drop it in the box. It gets disseminated amongst all our practitioners. Or you can sit down with her for a few minutes this morning, or you can email prayer@cslculturalcoast.org. We do awesome healings around here. Take advantage of it. We love doing it. It's what we're here for. And what do you got to close us out? I appreciate everybody being here, by the way, and I appreciate you supporting us so we can in turn support Streets of Paradise and other people doing that divine work in the world. My dear.
Listen, baby, in a mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide enough, baby. If you need me, call me, no matter where you are, no matter how far. Don't worry, baby, just call my name, I'll be there in a hurry. You don't have to worry, 'cause baby, there ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from getting to you, babe. Remember the day you set me free, I told you you could always count on me, darling. From that day on, I made a vow, I'll be there when you want me, some way, somehow. 'Cause baby, there ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from getting to you, babe. No winds, no rain, or winter's cold can stop me, baby. 'Cause you are my goal. If you're ever in trouble, I'll be there on the double. Don't worry, oh baby. My love is alive, way down in my heart, although we are miles apart. Need a helping hand, I'll be there on the double, just as fast as I can. 'Cause baby, there ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from getting to you, babe. Know that there ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from getting to you, baby. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.